Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your Mercury retrograde reading for you. Now, this Mercury retrograde will last from February 17th to March 10th, 2020. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in now, Sagittarius, and see how you will be affected by this Mercury retrograde. Okay? So let's see here. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde? February 17th to March 10th, 2020. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde? February 17th to March 10th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness. Okay. So we have three that just jumped out and wanted to be heard. So we have inspiration, truth, and dreams, which I love the sentence that it makes. You're inspired by the truth, and this is really going to come through to you in your dreams. You're going to be seeing things more deeply, understanding things more clearly. And let's see what your spirit guide animal cards have to say. What your spirit guide animal for this time frame will be. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. This one right here. The moth. It says, surrender now. Interesting. Interesting. And now for your tarot. How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? How will Sagittarius be affected by Mercury retrograde, February 17th to March 10th, 2020? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. At the heart of everything, we have the Five of Coins. You're crowned by the Nine of Cups. You then have the Knight of Clubs. This is you, a fire sign energy. You're a knight during this time. You very much have plans, goals, want to get things done. Then we have the Two of Coins, the Six of Clubs, the Nine of Swords, the Moon card, the Sun card, the World, and the Seven of Coins. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to lie to you. You guys know that's not my thing. This retrograde is going to be intense. It's going to bring up a lot of fears. It's going to bring up a lot of things from the past, the way that you've looked at things, the way that you felt out in the cold or overwhelmed. And during this retrograde, it's going to be very important. And that's why the Surrender Now, I was like, wow, that's an interesting card to really get during this time. But that's why Surrender Now is coming through with the Moth Spirit, because it's saying, surrender to the present, surrender to this time, surrender to what it is that you truly want and the way that you want to move forward. Because as you surrender to the present, you are empowered, emboldened, and invigorated. Now, the chakras that need to be healed and cleansed during this time and that are very important to you during this time are the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, and the sacral chakra. All right? So the first one that we pulled up is the sacral chakra, and this is inspiration. You are going to be very inspired during this time, but there's going to be this link again from the past to the present that is feeding your inspiration, new insights that you are getting, new ways of seeing things that is going to be very important to you, very empowering for you as you are moving forward. Now, the sacral chakra also, controls flexibility. It's a chakra for flexibility, creativity, inspiration, relationships, desires, sexuality, sensuality. So you're really going to feel here inspired in all avenues of your life, but also very, very guarded. Looking to the past, saying, okay, can things measure up, or how do I move forward from a past that has been so hard, so overwhelming? And by healing and cleansing your sacral chakra, the sacral chakra is actually where we keep a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. So a healing and a cleansing of the sacral chakra, highly beneficial, which moves you towards your truth. Now, the throat chakra is the chakra of Mercury retrograde. That's how I see it. I see the throat chakra because we have here communication and listening, which was out before, even started shuffling the cards, because this is what we need to focus on in a Mercury retrograde. We need to focus on communication. We need to focus on listening. And that's what retrogrades make us do. It makes things harder so that we pay attention to what's really important. And you're seeing your truth and speaking your truth, speaking your power, embracing your beauty, embracing your determination is going to be so important to you. And a healing and cleansing of the throat chakra, or an embracing of the throat chakra during this time, is really going to keep you on track. And then we move to dreams. You're going to be getting a lot of inspiration, a lot of understanding from your dreams. This is the third eye chakra. This is about meditation. This is about visualization. This is about good memories and a calm mind and spiritual insights coming your way. And they come through your dreams. You're really led forward by your dreams. Communication, oh goodness, of course. And that's what you're going to see with this Mercury retrograde. Little mishaps happening, little things that you were like, oh, really, like, had to hit it in just that way. Little things, and they can add up. And you're also going to be seeing a way that things don't add up the way they once did, okay? Just kind of being rather nostalgic, but in the way of course, nostalgia is everything was better in the past than it is right now. And I'm going to tell you with this Mercury retrograde, you actually have some really lovely cards here, and you have this way of being able to move forward towards what you truly want and towards what you truly desire if you don't let fear get in the way, if you don't sit there and kind of say, this is all just too much. I want to kind of hide away for this Mercury retrograde, because here, communication is key. Absolutely. Communicating with yourself, with what you want, the way that you want to move forward, is going to be key for you. Communicating with those that you love, but also you're going to find that during this time, communications, because it's Mercury controls communications, also documents being signed, new endeavors, trips, everything like that. It's going to be just a bit more difficult, a bit more loops to jump through, a bit more, things starting to glitch, starting to go wrong or going wrong. And you're like, oh my gosh, can't anything go right during this time? And communicating with yourself with what's really important to you is going to be the best way to move forward. And also making sure that you're communicating well with others. It's not asking people, okay, can you repeat that back to me? Because that's kind of condescending. But it's like, okay, this is said, but what are your thoughts about this? Because then you can see, where they're headed or how they understand your words, how they're interpreting things. Because listening is also going to be something that gets jumbled up during this time. People aren't going to be really listening. They're going to be trying to do either, I'm seeing a lot of people trying to multitask, or you're trying to multitask a lot during this time, and it's just not going to work out the way that you want it to. So listening to yourself, listening to what you truly need as you move forward is going to be highly beneficial. This moves you towards the Five of Coins. Now, the Five of Coins is feeling out in the cold. It's feeling as if, I'm seeing this as really feeling like I've lost things. I've lost what's really important to me. I lost what I really wanted, what I really desired. And that's going to bring up the nostalgia. There's going to be something here about your prosperity. It doesn't have to be money. It can be something you value as much as money really coming into your life. And as you're looking at things here, you're looking at what you want and the way that you want to move forward. And as you're looking at the seeds planted and what you desire and the place that you need to be, you're going to see that you're not so much out in the cold, just as it's more as things are changing. So yes, it might not be the way that you wanted it to change, and it might be overwhelming at times for this Mercury retrograde. But as you're looking at things in a new light, you're going to see that divinity really does have your back, even if it's felt like you've been walking this road so long by yourself that you don't expect anybody to help. And this is, wow, this is a heavy retrograde for you, because it's looking at things and it's saying, sometimes life just isn't fair. And I know people get mad when I say this. They're like, life should be fair, and, things can work out. And I'm not saying that they can't. I'm really not. I am simply saying that life gets hard. Life gets really, really hard. All right? And when I say life is suffering, when I quote the Buddhist teaching that life is suffering, it's that life is hard. It's not about parties every single day. It's not about, endless laughter and endless joy. It's about the hard moments. And here with the Five of Pentacles, it's living through those hard moments, and it's seeing things in a new light because of them. And it's knowing that divinity blesses you. It knows, you're knowing here that yes, you're going to have to do things, just in life in general, that you don't want to do. Things don't automatically just wind up falling into place all the time for us, because if they did, we'd take it for granted. So here, as you are looking at the hardships that you have been through, as you're looking at the pain, the disappointment, the sense of being overwhelmed, you have the world coming in. And the world is saying there's a whole new world out there for you. You have here the signs of the archangels around, but also the signs of the zodiac, this sense of, being powerfully in charge of your life and seeing things change, seeing doors that you once thought would never be open to you really start to open, really start to move you forward. You're getting excited about things, but there's going to be this sense from the past of, can I move forward? Am I going to be able to do what I need to do, what I want to do? Is my life always going to be one struggle after another? And with the world opening up to you, with this passion moving you forward, Spirit is saying it's not going to be one struggle after another. Yes, struggles, and why I pause is because struggles are a part of life. They help us grow. They help us see what it is that we truly want. And, let us know that when we're falling into, trends, or when we're letting other people's ideas really take over our own mind. So yes, those type of struggles, they will be there. But it's not a 180. Yeah, it is a 180. You're changing your life. You're here, okay, with doubt and fear and apprehensions, and you're going over here to say, you know what, I have come so far. I have done so much. I'm never going back to this place of doubt, this place of fear. I know what I have been through. It will always be a part of me. It will always have impacted me. But as I'm moving forward towards what I want, as the world is opening up, as I'm not defining myself by disabilities, by, doubts, by fears, by anger, by apprehension, you're going to see here the Nine of Cups comes. And this is beautiful, harmonious light shining from you. This is happiness. This is joy. This is success. And as the success comes, as this light shines from you, as you're sitting in your wealth, it's not money. Okay, it's something you value as much as money, because this Mercury retrograde represents communication. It represents the way that you're, communicating with the world, with what you want. And what you're seeing here is the sun come in. You're seeing happiness, joy, success, bounty. The sun card in the major arcana, it's the happiest card. Well, it's the happiest card in the whole entire deck. It really is. It's saying here, you've got this. You know what it is that you're doing. There's a sense of childlike innocence to you, childlike joy to you during this time, new dawns, new days coming in. And you're really going to be a beacon of light for what it is that you want and what it is that you need to move forward. Now, this beacon of light will also bring with it, because you seem to have this double-edged sword running with you and moving with you during this time, it's going to bring with it fear. Okay? You're going to be looking at things and you're going to be saying, am I moving forward the right way? People start to doubt. And you might hear 15 million nice things, Sagittarius. You hear one bad, that's the one thing you focus on. So don't let others steal your joy from you. It can be a Pisces energy. Now, oh no, this is the Mercury retrograde spends a lot of its time in Pisces, starts in Pisces. This is a very emotional time for you. As your light is shining, as you embrace what you love, as you're moving forward, emotions run really, 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 really high. And as you do so, you're going to need to celebrate the successes, no matter how small, no matter how silly you might think it seems, to celebrate these successes, to know your joy, to know what it is that you want, and sit there and say, when you do little things, wow, that did really well, bravo for me. It's kind of like when you're dealing with a little kid and you clap for them when they get the Cheerio into their mouth, or, something like that. You're going to see that here. It's like, yes, little accomplishments still need to be celebrated. And you're going to see that for yourself. You're going to start celebrating your little accomplishments. And it doesn't mean that they're going to be little. It means that the small things start adding up. And so you start feeling more empowered. And this is you moving towards success. This is also people seeing you as moving forward in a very prosperous, very bountiful way, which leads you to the Seven of Coins, which is planting your prosperity, of knowing that, yes, it takes time to cultivate and create your harvest, to, mold things and carve things into what you want them to be. And so here, this retrograde shows you that it's time to step back from things. And as you step back, as you look at your prosperity, as you look at what you're waiting for and what you truly desire, you start celebrating the complex nature of things. You start celebrating the way that you truly want to be within your life and the way that you are truly embracing your soul. And so as you do so, you go from the Six of Clubs to the Seven of Coins. I like that 6 and then that 7 progression. So this is on the earthly plane. This is very much talking about the here and the now. You're also really not going to have you're not going to have time for people who toot their own horns and who don't really have anything set up for the future. So this is somebody who sits there and thinks they're really, big stuff right now. And it can be another fire sign energy, but I'm seeing here a bit of trouble. It can be with a Pisces energy, but also with an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. somebody who's too grounded, too rigid, and then there's somebody here who's too emotional, too overwhelming at times. So just be mindful of this during this retrograde, that you're not going to want extremes. Okay? You're going to want things to stay right in the middle. And as you are embracing what you desire, as you're embracing what you have been working for, celebrate yourself. Celebrate your accomplishments, because yes, things are going to go wrong. Yes, there are going to be conversations that are had that are completely misunderstood, words that are said that, emails that are sent that people just don't get, words that are said that are twisted, by fools during this time. And you're going to look at things and get discouraged. So make sure when things go right, Sagittarius, you take the time to celebrate, because if you don't, there's going to be a greater pull and a greater pull to live in memory. And memory, I love that saying that the past is a country you can never go to again. The future is a country you've never been to. And the present is where you stand right now. So enjoy where you're standing right now. Enjoy the roots that you are putting down, or enjoy the prosperity that is moving you forward. Because with the Nine of Swords, this is worry, doubt, and fear. Your mind can get the better of you. If you doubt, and you will doubt, it becomes more intense. It becomes more amplified during this Mercury retrograde. Why? Because you're going to find it very easy to get within your own head. You're going to find it, and it's easy anyway. You have, miscommunications coming up. You have drama of a Mercury retrograde, which is having us focus on our communications, having us focus on our interactions with people. And then you're going to sit here and you're going to be putting a lot of weight on your shoulders, because you're like, okay, I'm going to do this Mercury retrograde the best way possible. I am going to, move forward in passion, go after what I desire. I'm going to make sure that I'm really super clear, and you're going to have the best of intentions. And as you move forward, you're going to start doubting yourself. Oh my gosh, did that person misunderstand me? I wanted to make sure it was really clear, but, something went wrong. I could see it in their eyes. Things like that. That's going to keep you up at night if you let it. And here during this time, if you can keep yourself calm and focused, if you can know that you are moving forward towards great heights, and you have the repeat of the number 9, and you have two very different 9s here. So with the 9 of Cups, this is a radiance coming from you. This is people being drawn to you during this time. And with the 9 of Swords, this is doubts and fears and sleepless nights and being worried. So here, know that your radiance, let your radiance shine through, and do not sit there and doubt yourself to death. And that's just a saying. Do not sit here and say, I'm not going to do anything right. I shouldn't even try. Or every time I try to do something, it just becomes harder and harder and harder. And I'll never be able to move forward the way that I want to, because this will paralyze you. And this will have you looking towards the past and being like, wow, why wasn't I afraid of before? Or why didn't I look at it this way before, and getting mad at yourself? And it's not the time for that. This Mercury retrograde is about empowerment for you. It's about looking at things and saying, this is where I stand. This is what I want. I'm inspired by my truth. And your dreams bring you knowledge, but you have to surrender to the now and say that, yes, bumpy roads ahead. It's a Mercury retrograde. If you could stay in your house, close the door, and just kind of wait for it to pass, most people would choose to do that, but that's not an option. So here it's saying, still move forward. There's a lot that you're juggling during this time. Two things in particular. It can be your home life and work balance. It can be, a sense of balancing towards the truth of what you want and the place that you want to be. Truth and kindness. You might be finding it a bit hard to balance the two of them, but you have here prosperity around you. You have here, you're balancing your prosperity. You're handling things well, but you will feel overwhelmed. You will think, oh my gosh, am I ever going to be able to move forward the way that I want to? The 9 of Swords creeps in to this 2 of Pentacles, and it's like you don't feel as if you're on a stable ground as you would like to be. And so here, with the man and the Pentacles on the ground, see what can take root during this time, because you have the World, which is the fertile earth, right? And then you have the 2 of Pentacles, balancing a lot, juggling a lot, but in victory. So as you balance, as you juggle, okay, you see new doors, you see new options opening up to you, because there's this energy around you that people are just drawn to during this time. They see you in a way where they think, wow, how can I move forward like that? How can I, embrace that skill, that power, that passion? And as you do so, remember to compliment yourself during this time. Remember to compliment others, yes, but yourself, especially Sagittarius, because there is this weight on your shoulders. There is this doubt. There is this fear. And as you compliment yourself, as you celebrate what's important to you, as you look at joy, you look at happiness, you start to see that you're planting a harvest that will last a lifetime. It's not just for this Mercury retrograde, it's for the days, the weeks, the months, the years to come. And as you embrace this, the moon moves you forward. And I love it that in this line, you have the sun, the moon, and the world, okay? And the person that's moving towards all of this is you as a knight, as a proactive mover and shaker and accomplisher of things. So here with the Knight of Clubs, you have this energy, you have this passion to you, you know your mind, or you know what you want to defend during this time. And the moon, the nighttime, doubts, fears, apprehensions, we see that here. We see that when left alone with your thoughts, sometimes they can become overwhelming, they can become pressing. So here, it is also saying, look at your doubts and your fears. Accept them, own them, say, yeah, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. I doubt that I can move forward this way. And then keep on moving forward. Do not let it paralyze you. Because as you move forward, you see yourself embracing your passion, embracing your energy, embracing what you want. And it moves you to blessings. It moves you to joy. It moves you to a sense of, look at what I've accomplished. And it leads you to doors opening for you. So yes, this Mercury retrograde for you, Sagittarius, is a lot more personal, okay? It's rather surprising how personal it is. And as you turn from the past, you look at a present, that you see what needs to be done. Will it be easy? No, nothing in life is easy. And again, I know that's where people get mad, and they're like, oh, no, it's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to fall into place if I just want it enough. If you want it enough, you work your tush off for it. I mean, that's what you do. You work your tuchus off, and you do your best. And that's what this life is about. And that's what you're doing during this Mercury retrograde. You're focusing yourself. You're knowing what it is that you desire. You're looking at what it is that you want. And yes, the doubts and the fears, they come. But if you let it, this Mercury retrograde becomes a jumble of thoughts within your head. It becomes a sense of a fear holding you back and tying you down. And if you look at that fear, you look it dead in the eye, and you say, you know what, you don't have the power over me you once did, because the worst thing I could do is fail. But even worse than that is I could never start. So here, during this retrograde, you start looking at things differently. You start opening up doors. You start seeing things in a new light, in a new power. And this is what moves you forward. This is what gets you to where you need to be. Others might try to be very leechy, very overly emotionally manipulative. So everybody does their own little emotional manipulations. Like, oh, if you love me, you would do this. And, the baby looks at you straight in the eye and then just starts to cry because it just wants to be picked up. Or the dog, brings you the leash and it's holding it in its mouth. And you're like, okay, come on, guys, just let's calm down. Things like that. Or the person, your friend says to you in school, like, oh, if you were my friend, you'd let me, study with you, or stuff like that. So here, everybody has their little games that they play. But they can get out of hand during this time. So just be very mindful of this, and very mindful who you're paying attention to and who you're really helping during this time. Because in the end, you want to be really helping you move forward in your passion and in your truth, your subconscious message, and in your purpose, in what you desire for this time. Your subconscious message is the Eight of Swords. Subconsciously, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Subconsciously, the Eight of Swords, doubts, fears, feeling tied to one place, thinking I can't move forward, but then realizing you can. Realizing you can break the bonds that bind you and say, this is my time, this is my dawn, this is my day, and nothing and no one is going to stop me. Your subconscious spirit guide message, your spirit guide animal message, is watch and wait. Watch and wait. Don't act during this time. Don't think, oh my gosh, I need to do it now, because you're going to have that instinct. You're going to be like, I need to do it now. It needs to get done now. I need to just jump right in. No, watch and wait. Slow and steady for you during this retrograde is going to be best, because you can see that things get tangled, and you can see that when things get tangled, instead of delegating or instead of saying, wow, that got messed up, okay, you will put it on your shoulders, Sagittarius, and you'll say, what did I do that was so wrong? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I messed up so badly. Things like that. And it will become overwhelming. Your subconscious, is balance. Your subconscious chakra message is balance. This is the root chakra, and the root chakra is about family, holistic healing. You're going to find a more natural approach to things is really going to be better for you. Calling to the earth, what you desire, a grounding of self, truth. There's vitality to you as you find your balance during this time. Will it be difficult? Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. It is going to be a bit tricky. But once you find that balance, once you move past doubts and fears, doors open that you never expected to open. Passion comes to you in a way that is breathtaking. You're moving forward, and from this time, you find yourself empowered. You find yourself really knowing what it is that you want and driven forward to what you truly desire and where you truly want to be. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I hope you have a calm and uneventful Mercury retrograde. May you know nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. And I love you all. Bye.